What?
Never. I don't trust whatever they put in there.
Oh my gosh. You haven't had a McDonald's like Happy Meal?
No, I've had a Happy Meal, but like just the nuggets, just chicken nuggets and like chicken burgers. I'll get it plain, no mayo or lettuce, just the.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm a toddler.
That's funny. Are you a boy or girl?
Boy.
Aloe.
I'm an old boy. Oh, cool.
Very nice.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Music Makes Sense, the podcast that talks about why music is easy and why life is hard. Today, our guest is the opener for the Canada Day for McMurray SMS Equipment Stadium Jamboree. Everyone, please welcome Shantelle.
Hello.
How's it going, Shantelle?
Good. How are you?
I'm not too bad. It's a little bit of a golden hour right now.
Yeah, it's beautiful out.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I'm usually in bed by now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I am not.
You're not a night owl.
It's weird. I flip flop so hard because I'll be a night owl and I won't go to bed till 4 a.m. and then I'll sleep the whole day and then something will just flip and I'll just stay up the whole night and then that's just how that happens.
Well, thank you for staying up for me. Sorry I was late.
No, you had more important things to be doing.
Children.
How does having children impact your music career?
It's just a balancing act. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I feel like I'm spending too much time with music, so then I'll have to pull back a little bit. Other times I will not pick up the guitar for weeks. Mm-hmm. So it's just a matter of just making time for everything.
Are you comfortable talking about being a mom, that stuff?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, some people, you don't know. Yeah. Do you find are your kids musical?
They are.
They are? Awesome.
They're in music camp right now, actually.
Cool.
Well, one of them is, my 7-year-old.
Have you been musical since you've been their age, or did it come a little bit later for you?
It came earlier, actually.
Okay.
Well, I'm probably around the same time because both my kids are musical. But yeah, I started really young.
Mm-hmm. What age?
I would say 3 or 4. I stepped on the stage at my grandma's country club.
Mm-hmm. And what song did you sing? I'm assuming you sang.
Sugar in the Morning by a classic country artist that I can't think of the name right now.
And from that moment, you knew it was something in you that you were meant to be on stage?
Yes. Yeah. I definitely caught the bug then. I was like, this is really cool. I'm very nervous and feel really weird, and yeah, it was cool.
So you were nervous, but it felt weird, but you were...
Yeah, it was like something I've never felt before, but it was like, I have to keep doing this. Like I wanted to chase it after that, like the feeling that I had.
Absolutely.
Stage, so.
Later in life, did you ever deal with did that fear, did that anxiety manifest at all, or has being on stage always just kind of felt like a comfortable thing?
I would say it was definitely a journey. It would get the best. My nerves would get the best of me. Some performances, and I would enter a lot of talent contests and just not have the confidence. But I think it came with age, and yeah, I think confidence is just one of those things that just comes with age. Mm-hmm.
So there was no special tricks, no nothing that anyone could tell you. You just had to do the repetitions and get there on your own. Yeah,
I think so. I think going to college for music really helped.
Mm-hmm. And before college for music, were you in bands and bars and doing that thing, or did you kind of do your stage performance when you were 3 years old, putter around a little bit, and then go to music school and realize that's what you want to do, or have you been on a stage the whole time?
Yeah, that's kind of how it went. I played in bands in high school, just kind of dabbled, but was never in really like a committed band. And then it was just me and my guitar at like different talent shows and stuff like that. And then after college, I moved to Vancouver and I was in a punk band.
Nice. What kind of stuff were you playing like before the punk band?
Before the punk band, a lot of Avril Lavigne, Fifi Dobson. And then I taught myself bass randomly because I wanted to look cool.
That's so counterintuitive to how I see you, because I know you as Shantelle Davidson, the country artist.
Yeah.
So like seeing like your influences being like pop punk, it's pretty cool.
Thanks. Yeah. I mean, Avril was she just blew up when I was 15. So she was definitely played a big role in my career. I got to meet her in Hollywood. And,
oh, no way.
Yeah, she was really cool. And yeah, so I kind of I've always liked the pop, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, and then Avril inspired me, but always from the get-go, like when I hopped on stage when I was young, it was Shania Twain. Yeah.
What about Shania?
I think just her confidence, honestly, just how she was just so comfortable being a woman, and she was bold and yeah, just beautiful. And
That's that. Yeah. It was a beacon of something that you wanted to be.
Yeah. I remember my mom, she would follow me around with the video camera, and I would try to make Shania Twain music videos. Like I would want to recreate any man of mine in our driveway, and I'd like line dance with my cowboy boots and stuff. And I always had these ideas and like, come over on the swing set now, Mom, and like swing, make sure the wind's blowing in my hair. And
so the performance has always been a very like front and forward for you.
Yes.
Would you consider yourself more of a musician, an artist, a performer?
I would say an artist, because I love the whole idea of like fashion and just like a vibe. But I love playing guitar. I love piano. I'd like to get back to playing piano. So I guess just a bit of everything. What
are some vibes that come straight to your brain when you think of that?
I would say like a lot of the 90s country. I love that era.
Can you put like a specific dot on like the items of clothing that you're thinking of? Because like to me, like 90s country is like sparkly cowboy boots and like denim shirts.
Yeah, definitely that. I would say I like pin-up-y stuff too. So like definitely the cowboy boots, maybe like pin curls, sparkles, pearls. Yeah.
How does it feel playing on a big 150-foot stage versus a 5-foot stage?
It feels pretty cool. Yeah, the energy is great, and just to have the crowd. I think the best part of that is just kind of getting a crowd and just feeling the energy of people.
The energy transfer for me that's why I love live music. That's why I love recording live music, because it's like if I can get a 10% like drip feed of what the energy was when I was there, I think I won. Like the main reason why I started doing a lot of the videography stuff was my favorite band, Wolfpack. They released a live album called Live at Madison Square Garden, and that whole video, it's like an hour and a half, the whole performance, but it was shot on like an iPhone whatever and a gimbal, and the way the energy translates from the cameraman to the band to the crowd to everything, just the way everything, it was perfect. And they captured 100% of the essence that was in that performance. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
What you do is so cool.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. It's pretty easy to minimize it. To me, like, I just sit in my room for longer and talk to no one, while most people are living their lives. So I don't know.
Yeah, but you're doing very creative work that connects people.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man.
How'd you start writing songs, and when did you start writing songs?
I would say 14, 15. I picked up the guitar, and Avril Lavigne inspired me a lot at that time. And I think I really connected to her music because I was, going through dating different people at that time. Like, I think that's kind of when I started dating. So I was just trying to like figure out my emotions and feelings about things. So I started journaling and then kind of putting chords to it. And yeah.
Do you feel that most of the inspiration came from like your romantic life? Because that's what I'm hearing.
I think so. And also, I think I would hear like Kelly Clarkson songs, and Breakaway is one that stands out. That's the song that I sang on my Canadian Idol audition. And I think I was just always kind of drawn to like this higher purpose within myself. So I just always felt like songwriting was going to like get me there, like get me out of my small town. And so, yeah, romantic life, yes, but also like I wanted to become a singer from a very young age.
So there's not like this. Like I am the mush brain right now. I am sorry. I've spent the last
it's all good.
I spent the last 2 hours scrolling on my phone when I should have been like doing something else. And now I got it's mush in here.
I've been there.
Did you say Canada Idol?
Canadian Idol,
Canadian
yeah.
Idol?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
That was amazing. So my dad actually stood in line for me because I flew in from Rainy River. So my town is super small. So I'd have to drive 3 hours to catch a plane from Winnipeg. And the auditions were in Saskatoon. So he was working, he's a pipeliner. So he was working out west, somewhere in Saskatchewan. And he picked me up at the Saskatoon airport or Regina airport. I can't remember. And I went to the hotel room and like prepped for my audition. So I got to sleep and get my beauty sleep. And he like went to stand in line for my audition and like slept overnight and made friends. And then I got to wake up in the morning and do my hair and then meet him in line. So anyways, it was a good experience. I remember singing a Mariah Carey song and a Kelly Clarkson song. And the judges looked at me and I was 16 and they said, "You're going to be a singer one day. You just have to keep practicing." So I took that advice. I got like the ticket that pushed me to the second round. So I remember I was like, yay, like I got a ticket. And then I had to wait another 6 hours for my second audition. And then, yeah, that's when the judges said, sorry, like this is kind of the end of the line for you, but you're going to be a singer one day. Like just wait. So yeah, that was a good experience.
I mean, that's just a testament to where like hard work will always outperform talent any day of the week.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I wasn't born with it. I've had to work.
Oh.
I've had to work so hard. Like, yeah, like when I'm saying I sat in my bedroom for years by myself in a dark room just practicing. That's what I mean.
Really?
Absolutely.
But you have to have like, I'm sure you have natural talent. Like I've seen you play. Like you're.
Let's get into it. Do you think natural talent is real?
I do.
You do? Where do you think it comes from?
I think people are born with different gifts and talents. And I think some people, like you say, you have to work really hard at something. Like for me, I had to work really hard at math. And then I applied myself and I did very well in high school. But for music, it just came easy. And I still have to practice to like hone my craft, but I feel like it was just something that was kind of gifted to me. So
I see. So it's more of like a personal feeling that like you like.
Yeah, like it's easy. Like it doesn't feel like work.
I mean, I think that's what people mean when they say like if you do something you love, you never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
Which I hate that phrase because like that's what my dad told me growing up.
What is it? You never work a day in your life?
I think that's a completely untrue statement, but that's besides the point. And I grew up with this like bubblegum idea that like, oh, I'm never gonna have to work in my. But
Yeah.
I think a better phrase is you pick your poison, and if you choose to work at the stuff that you don't hate, it's gonna take you a lot further. Because like.
Yeah.
It's work at the end of the day. Like you're not gonna love every minute of it. I mean, I'm sure you've had lots of nights where there's two people in the bar. It's set, quarter through set 3. It's 12. You're tired. You just want to go home, but you got to work. Or
Yeah.
maybe not. Maybe you're manic the whole time. You love it, and there's nothing better than playing on a stage. But
I love it. Honestly,
Yeah.
like I have had a few of those nights, but usually when, you know, the bar's dead and then you have to finish your set 3, then it's kind of like, to me, it's like, okay, this is more practice time. And I feel like music is therapy for me as well. So yeah, I kind of just feel like I can breathe after I sing for 3 hours.
So there's no. I guess my counter question to that would be: when the room is packed, do you feel any kind of pressure to perform, or is it still the same nonchalant? I got this.
Depends on the day.
Okay.
Sometimes I still get a little bit nervous, or like my nerves get the best of me, but
Can
for
you-
the most part, it's like I can't wait to get up there and
Can you think of a
sing
t-
for everybody.
The last time you really got like butterflies in your tummy?
I would say maybe Ribfest. I think it was 2021. I was 7 months pregnant with my son, and I hadn't sang in like a long time. And this was like the big stage show.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I was like, oh, I just hope like I can breathe good from my diaphragm. And like, I hope I can hit all the notes. Like,
That's incredible.
so I think that was the last time.
I think that's like, I think you get a pass for having butterflies in your tummy. You had a kid in your tummy, and you
Yeah.
went out and how long did you perform?
I think my set was 45 minutes.
That's incredible.
Oh, thanks.
I don't think many people would get up on stage and do that 7 months pregnant.
I think there's a lot of women, especially in Nashville. I've seen a lot of artists sing pregnant.
I think it's like
It's not easy.
it's a different thing though down there because like you're playing to eat in a different kind of way.
Yeah.
So like, man, that's almost dystopian in my world. Like, I mean, if you love it, you love it absolutely. But like, if you got to honk down a 4-hour set, you know, and you're 7 months pregnant, like that's not really a world I want to be living in.
Yeah, no, I don't think I would do like a full night, 3 sets, like a 3-hour show. When I was pregnant, I would take the shorter ones.
Yeah. How do you find, or sorry, what do you find the differences between like the music scene, or sorry, the business attitude of music up here in Alberta versus in Nashville?
I would say I haven't spent a lot of time in Nashville. I'm actually going there at the end of the year to do some writing. But I would say we have a very great music scene in Fort McMurray and in Alberta alike. I would say that it's just a little bit more relaxed and fun because we also are the energy sector of Canada. So it's not like our bread and butter. So I think in Nashville, it is a lot of people's bread and butter. So it's kind of like a different grind than here. But I will say that artists are, yeah, I think we're supported very well in Alberta.
People want us. Yeah, we are. Just recently, I found out that RMWB is giving $5,000 grants to almost anyone who wants to, like, fund a musical project.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I'll send you the link.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, it's great
that's
to
great.
hear. How do you? I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to put you in a corner here, but like, which do you appreciate more, like the hustle and grind of Nashville? Because obviously, like, the more competition there is, the better the product is going to be. But also, the more intense the competition is, the more cutthroat it is, the less community or like the different community there is.
Yeah. Sorry, the question was, what do I prefer?
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure that out still.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because it is hard, like I was saying with my family, like the balancing act. But I do love competition, and I think you only live once, and you should definitely work hard at your dreams. So I love going to Nashville, and I get really inspired when I go there. I get a lot of inspiration here as well, but there is just, it's a different vibe, right? Because there's music at every corner, every street, and yeah.
And I imagine it's like all top level like great music as well.
There's so much talent there. Yeah, absolutely. Here as well. But I would say I'm happy where I'm at. I think Fort McMurray is a great community, and you can kind of have it all here. You can make your life however you'd like it.
So I want to start talking about like Fort McMurray a little bit more. So are you born and raised here?
I was not born here.
No, you touched on that a little bit. Where were you born?
I was born in Ontario, Fort Francis, Ontario.
Okay.
Small town in Ontario.
So you moved around a little bit because Ontario and then to Manitoba. So please don't let me tell your story.
Oh, no, it's all good. So I was born in Fort Francis, and I was raised in Rainy River, Ontario. So town of 1,000, probably maybe less now, I'm not sure. And I moved to Winnipeg for a while with my mom so she could graduate from university. And then my family moved out to Fort McMurray in 2005. And I finished high school here, and I couldn't wait to move to Fort McMurray because there was drama, there was acting class, there was fashion, there was choir, and there was musical theater at Keano. So I signed up for everything like that because we didn't have a lot of options in my small town. We still had some of the arts, and it was like we had music, live music and stuff, but not a lot of electives like they had here. So I was very excited. And then I graduated from Westwood High School.
Same.
And nice.
2019.
The artsy school.
Is it the artsy school?
That's what they said back in my day.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah. So I moved to LA. I auditioned for AMDA when I was at Westwood. I saw a poster on the wall, and I was like, Mom and Dad, I'm going to Calgary to audition for this performing arts school. So they're like, okay. So I hopped on a Greyhound by myself, met some friends, and then auditioned in Calgary for AMDA, got accepted with a scholarship. Grateful for that. And lived there for 2 years. Best 2 years, not the best 2 years of my life, but like the most memorable, I think. Yeah.
And then from there, you came back and started a life, and that was that?
Well, from there, yes, I came back for a while in the summer, moved to Vancouver, attempted an acting career because my schooling was acting and music. I had an agent in Vancouver for a while, and I was doing some commercial work. I started bringing my guitar to the auditions. And so I would do, like, my first commercial I landed was Subway. So I wrote a jingle for the $5 footlong.
Okay.
So that was my first paid commercial.
And completely off air. How much?
I think I made like $300.
Really? So it wasn't a ticket. It was just a gig.
It was a gig. It was like I made like the online portion of it, so it wasn't televised.
Oh, okay. That was gonna be my second question. Is have I seen this commercial?
Oh no, but like you've heard like $5 footlong.
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, like I was a part of it, but they warped it into something different. But
probably so they could get their hands on the writing credit and wedge you out a little bit of inside baseball here.
Who knows, right? So I just found like the auditions and stuff like that was pretty exhausting, and I think it just wasn't my cup of tea.
Absolutely, it's the same thing with the music thing. Like, if you love it, it doesn't feel like work.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
I know of a couple people who like they're comedians and they started out in commercial work and they worked their way up, and a lot of like what they say is like when you get a gig, it's so good and you can survive off that for a second, and when you tell people like, oh, I got a gig and you know, you get down to the brass tacks, they're like, that's awesome, but they don't realize that happens once every 4 months. And then, like, for the rest of that time, you're there doing auditions. You're like tens and tens of hundreds of auditions, and hearing no, all that, like, every day.
It's a grind.
Yeah, I'm fortunate enough. I've never actually like been in a competitive sector where I've heard no 10 times in one day. Like, of course, I've heard no in my life, but like I haven't been beaten down like that at all. Like, actors go through intense stuff.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. It was fun though. I think my best experience in Burnaby and Vancouver, where I was living, was being a part of the improv team.
Okay.
So it was a girl I graduated with, my friend Winnie Clark, and we joined this improv team. So we would play for tips at local restaurants, like close to our apartment. And yeah, we kind of did a little circuit. It was so much fun.
Nice. When were you guys doing improv or playing music?
Both.
Both. Okay, so would it be like a comedy show?
Yeah, mostly
Kind of.
comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. What kind of comedy did you like, or did you do? Like, what was like? I guess improv is anything, but like, did you have specific like lanes of jokes that you would go, or like characters that you would?
I was usually like the dumb blonde.
Mm-hmm.
That was usually my character.
And your friend would be the counter, and you would play off of that, or would she also be a dumb blonde, and you just
She
be
w-
two dumb blondes?
Yeah, she would. I think she would be ditzy too. Can't really recall exactly, but yeah, I was usually cast as the airhead, and I think I was a mother once.
Okay.
I was like this like serious mother at one time, and then I remember going to open mics in Langley, BC. So then I started playing my guitar again. I actually recorded my first EP in Vancouver.
Nice. Can we listen to it?
It's on a CD.
All right, so go to ChantelleDavidsonMusic.com and she will ship you.
I had no
I'm
idea
just
at the
joking.
point. I had no idea how to upload music.
Mm-hmm.
That was back in 2008 or 9.
Mm-hmm.
So I was new to everything. I think, I was at the point where I was going to like send CDs to labels. I actually did in the mail, and I created my own like album art, and I like printed it out on my printer, cut each one. I remember I did like 100, and then I was like, hey, I got to start selling these.
The dude who wrote Because They Got High, Afro Man.
Oh yeah.
I'll scratch that. When Afro Man was doing his stuff, he was doing serious rap, and he was selling CDs out of the trunk of his car. And
Oh,
then
wow.
it wasn't working, was not selling them at all.
Yeah.
And then he like went back to basics, and he just got a 4-track little machine and just did that album just on a 4-track machine, little bass
Wow.
guitar. And then after that, same thing, selling them out of his CDs, or selling the CDs out of his trunk.
Yeah.
All of a sudden he started popping off, and he started making money off of that. So
That's
like,
cool.
it's, I don't know, like I think CDs, like, I don't know if they're going to come back, but I think physical media, it's cool. People like it.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're like tossing out like USB drives, that's something.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, I don't know. Spotify pre-saves only get you so far.
True. It's good to have a hard copy.
Yeah.
I was surprised I sold quite a few at Canada Day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's good to know.
Yeah, I need some new ones now.
So you got to get your scissors and printer out and start making more.
Yep. I'm gonna
Do
buy
you
a
actually
printer.
make like all of them by hand, or do you have a thing now?
Oh, I order them now.
Yeah,
From
yeah.
Toronto. Yeah.
How are you feeling? You
I'm good. Like,
You're good?
are you gonna like cut stuff?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll cut around.
Oh.
Are you feeling a little anxious, a little
No,
nervous,
not
a
at
little
all.
tight?
No, not at all. No, this is fun.
Nice.
I think I know what you were laying down there when you were asking me about, is it like the fame for you, or is it like the artistry?
Sure.
Is that kind of where you were going with that?
I wouldn't go as vain as just like, oh, I want the fame. I
Oh,
wouldn't
like
go. I wouldn't go
oh,
that.
okay.
Like, I wouldn't go like
Is that what
that
you were
far with it.
asking? Okay.
But like, there's definitely people who chase the grind, and they chase like they see the path that they need to take to get to the place where they want to be. And there's people who do that, and there are people who are just kind of like, they're not going on their path. They're just kind of spraying willy nilly and just kind of living their own life.
Yeah.
But I'm happy. I'm pleased. Tell me what you were gonna say.
Yeah, I definitely think for me, I just want to remain authentic in my artistry and what I'm writing, what I'm feeling as a musician. Every song I sing has to be true. I do enjoy singing the cover songs, though. Don't get me wrong, and I love like kind of bringing some acting aspects into my performances. But I do feel like, yeah, there's a bit of both there. Like, I love just kind of a quiet life, but I also love like the grind and seeing how far I can take things.
I think it's natural to like both. I think if you pull in one direction too much, then you're probably not that stable. Because stable like in the relative terms of like being an artist. Because like of course there's normal people with normal jobs who do have no desire to be seen by tens of thousands of people and do the whole thing that we are trying to do. But then there's also the people who like they live, breathe, and die this to a point where they're dying doing this, and I don't think that's really healthy either.
Right. No. Yeah, there's definitely a balance with it. I think for me, like the first EP that I recorded, or the second, I should say, not the one where I cut out the CD covers, but the second one, I remember being in the studio and the engineer looked at me and my husband and he said, like, don't have kids. If this is your path, like you shouldn't have kids. But I've always wanted to have kids, and that was always more important to me, to raise a family than a music career. So I think now, I think there is a way to have both.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think if anyone tells you that you can't do anyone tells you you can't do anything, I think they're they probably have a good heart and they probably like have your best interest in mind, but also that's not really, I don't know, like we made the Titanic. We we fly, like we got self-driving cars. Like I think you can manage having some kids and still having a successful stage career. Like it's not the end of the world.
I am also this kind of person that just loves to be a simple girl, and I love being mom. I love being at home. I love cooking sometimes. Not a lot, but like sometimes. But then there's this other side of me that's like, I just love being on stage, and I love dressing up, and I love, being spoiled and all this stuff. So there's definitely, a little bit of both.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti?
Yeah. I like straining the noodles.
So like not making the sauce or anything, just boiling?
No, the sauce kind of like sprays up a little bit. It gets bubbly, and then it's like, you like find like the sauce on your shirt. Like slurp. I get my Tide pen.
So you're not one for the kitchen. To live in the kitchen.
I like ordering sushi.
All right. I don't think I've ever eaten a piece of sushi in my life.
Stop it. You haven't had a crunchy roll?
No, I don't even know what a crunchy roll is.
Go down there right now and get one.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Spring Moon. Spring Moon.
I'm one of the most particular eaters you'd probably ever. I've never had a fast food burger before.
What?
Never. I don't trust whatever they put in there.
Oh my gosh. You haven't had a McDonald's like Happy Meal?
No, I've had a Happy Meal, but like just the nuggets, just chicken nuggets and like chicken burgers. I'll get it plain, no mayo or lettuce.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm a toddler.
That's funny. That's so
never
funny.
never had a fast food burger and never had sushi. I like fish. I like all the stuff. It's in that combination doesn't really seem like something I'd be into.
Oh man. Well, you should try crunchy roll because it's not raw.
Yeah.
It's fried shrimp, just with the seaweed and the rice. A little bit of wasabi.
Okay, but no mayo or anything.
Yeah, there's mayo on top.
I don't know. That's where you lose.
Just get
that's where you lose
mayo.
me.
Just get no mayo drizzle.
So my thing and why I haven't gotten the fast food burger, right?
Yeah.
To me, it's an anxiety thing.
Okay.
It is infinitely easier for me to go to a McDonald's and get a plain chicken burger, and be judged for that. Because, there's always going to be a judgment, whatever. But rather than me going to McDonald's and getting a plain McDouble, I feel like the plain McDouble judgment is way harder than the plain junior chicken.
Why do you care about judgment?
It's just who I am.
Like, you mean like about like animals?
No, I mean
the slaughterhouses?
Oh no. I mean like the worker being like this. Who? What?
Oh.
Like I know it's so like it's to the point where like I've gotten over it, but I've had to get over it. But I wouldn't order I wouldn't order to a person. I would only ever use the kiosk.
Oh.
Yeah, it goes deep.
Yeah. So like interaction, but you do this all the time.
You think I'm not myself doing this?
Really? Well, good for you for stepping outside your comfort zone.
This is different because like this, like I can turn, I can turn on. I can do I can do the mask. I can be the performer that I need to be. I can, like, 'cause right now I'm an interviewer. It's pretty easy for me to just, like, if I get weird in my head, I can snap back in, ask you a question, and we can ride that train. It's easy. If I'm McDonald's hungry, which is already, I'm hungry. That's a trigger. I get hangry. I'm terrible. Like, ask any bandmate, any one of my close friends.
Me too.
If I don't eat within like every 5 hours, you're gonna see my attitude turn into, like, I get real quick. So I'm hangry. I'm not gonna go up to someone and be like, "Hey, can I have a plain chicken burger, please?" And then them like not really care about my order, because why would they care about my order, right? And they sell 500 junior chickens a day.
Yeah.
It's not up to me for, like, I don't want that person to be responsible for me getting my food right. So again, I would just rather just go to the kiosk and do it myself, because at least I know then if it slurs up, it's my own mess up.
Okay.
I don't know. Ask me about other weird shit I do.
Okay. So what about brushing your teeth?
Oh yeah, that's also hard.
Is
Yeah,
it?
I have terrible dental hygiene.
Do you keep the lid on the toothpaste, or do you keep it off?
I have a flip top.
Okay.
It's definitely there's gunk under there though. It's not clean.
Do you use mouthwash?
Periodically, every once in a
Apparently,
while.
that's not good for your teeth.
I think anything is better than not brushing them. I don't know.
I could not get my son to brush his teeth.
I don't.
Like, the worst thing in the world.
I wish I had the advice for you, because I am that kid. I wish I had the advice for you. I don't. I have no idea what it is. If it's like, that's Ruby Soho. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's like, I've learned in therapy, there's this thing called direction avoidance, where if someone tells you to do something, it's like it wires your brain into, like, just like wanting to do the exact opposite.
That's me.
Sure, yeah. So your kid probably just has some demand avoid. I don't know, something like that. I'll put it right here. But yeah, like, it's that phenomenon where you're like, hey, go do the dishes, and then, like, that just, the last thing that person will
About
ever
the way
do is
you
the dishes.
ask.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I think you could be the nicest person in the world, and I'd still be like, nah, I'm doing my thing, Mom. I don't want to.
Good for you for going to therapy. I go to therapy.
Oh, if I didn't go to therapy, I wouldn't be here. Yeah, I used to live in Edmonton, and I tried to chase my dreams without, like, knowing how to build a good foundation for myself.
Yeah.
And I was in, like, trap houses and, like, bed bug infested apartments, and, like,
Oh my God.
grinding away at, like, jobs I didn't care about, and in bands I didn't care about, because I thought, like, I was chasing this idea of, like, oh, if I just grind at a band hard enough, then it'll, something will happen. I was chasing money gigs, chasing cover bands, and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
And actually, that was the time I rejoined therapy. I've been in therapy periodically my whole life, ever since I was a kid. And, in my teenage years, I kind of, like, I developed a hard head of, like, oh, everyone has their things. Everyone's messed up. Rah, 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 like, I'm fine. And then you can only say you're fine for so long until, you're not fine. Until you're very visibly not fine to everyone around you.
Yeah.
And then you
exactly.
have to, look inside and actually accept that you're not fine. And
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Asking help it's hard for me. Like, it's almost impossible for me to actually, like something real. Like, I can ask for help. Like, oh, can you help me with, like, the dishes, or help me with the podcast? That's fine.
Yeah.
But, like, to actually, like, go there, I can't.
Yeah. Asking for help is hard.
Mm-hmm.
But once you do, you just realize you're like everybody else.
And I don't know what it is. Like, I can help anyone. Like, and I love helping. So I don't know why I can't ask for help myself. If you don't mind me asking, what's the main reason why you went to therapy?
Eating disorder.
Okay.
When I was a kid, I kind of had this, like, what do you call it? Like, body.
Dysmorphia?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I stopped eating. I over-exercised. But I think after therapy, I understood that I just didn't really accept myself. It was deeper. It was like there was something missing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we all have, our childhoods and inner child, like all that work is so important, I think. So yeah. And then just kind of life is hard. I think for anybody, whether you have eating disorder, like mental health issues, anything, like therapy is so good. And I even think that it's important to go when you're feeling good, not just when you're feeling bad. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I love my therapist.
I firmly believe that a good therapist, I've had bad therapists, and bad therapists can do more damage than good. But I really think like it would take a really weird person for therapy not to help them at all. Like, I think everyone can benefit from some kind of therapy. And it's like, I'm happy that like the past 10, 15 years, we've really turned around and we've really gone in a direction where like, it's not as like, like 10 years ago, I wouldn't even do the inner work to think that I'm, messed up or there's stuff that in my life that's not really right. I would just, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not really a good place to be.
Yeah. I mean, why not learn as much as you can about yourself?
And how can you be a free and honest artist if you're not free and honest with yourself?
Right.
In a non-judgmental way? Because like, I don't know, when you said like the doing like something, feeling like there's something wrong, that's, I feel like I'm doing all this to prove to someone or something that like, even though there's that thing there, I'm still, I'm good enough, which inherently should be in there. But I don't know. It's I don't know. It's just, I put my energy into this, into this stuff because I feel like that if I don't have this stuff, then I'm not worthy. But I don't even know what worthy means.
Well, I think as long as you're doing something that makes you happy and you find purpose with it and connection, stuff like that, whatever feels good is the right thing for you.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that's where music comes into my life. I just feel like I said before, it's kind of like therapy for me. And I feel like, it's my authentic self. And what did you say before? That it was like this. I lost my train of thought.
That's okay. It's late.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that as long as you're happy doing what you're doing, you'll never work a day in your life.
Thanks, Dad.
My grandpa told me that too.
I think that mentality comes from a generation that worked 10 times harder than I will ever really understand.
Yeah.
Like it's like, like say what you will. Like I think I work hard, like it's not easy doing this stuff. I'm not saving lives. I'm not like shoveling dirt. I'm not picking up coal. Like I'm not building houses. Like it's, and that might be where like some of this like worthiness comes from, is like not really.
That's the word I was looking for. The worthiness. Yeah.
It's like, if I don't work hard enough, then people, then I'm not worthy of a good life. But that's, kind of counterintuitive. Like you have a good life to work hard. And I don't know. I got like that bug in me that if I'm not useful, then I'm useless.
But you are useful. Yeah. I think we all are just trying our best. It's tough out there.
What would you say to your kids if they were coming to you with like the stuff that I was throwing on you?
Same thing I said to you.
Okay.
Just do what makes you happy. Work hard. Find connection. That's really what life's all about.
It is. And I think like it's so, I'm so privileged that I get to do this kind of stuff. Because like I don't, like I can't say it enough. Dark room by myself practicing for so long. That's my default. And like I have to like work myself up to talk to people. I have to work myself up to like have the social interactions. But every time I do, I'm so happy that I did. Yeah. Like there's an open mic tomorrow. I get cold sweats thinking about going out and just hanging out. But I have to do it, because if I don't, then I will infinitely feel worse about it. And that's like,
then you'll just go back to kind of in your cocoon.
Absolutely.
In your room.
And it's so like, it's such a weird balancing act, because if I'm out and about too much, I get burnt out, and then I need that dark room. But then if I stay in the dark
Yeah.
room for too much, then I get depressed and then I need to go outside.
Yeah.
And I kind of like, I wonder, is there like a place where the pendulum doesn't swing and I can just kind of be? Or am I kind of, is that just how I am and that's just what has, like, how life is?
As long as you're happy, then
What is happiness, Shantelle? Like, I genuinely think happiness is like, it's a fleeting emotion that you only feel, I don't know, a little bit throughout the day. Like right now, like
Really?
I wouldn't say I'm happy right now. I'm having a good time. Like I'm happy to be here, but I'm not like filled with that emotion that you would call happy.
I think it is whatever you make it.
Okay.
For me, I really had to come up with a routine.
Mm-hmm.
So I wake up at the same time every day, preferably before my kids,
Mm-hmm.
have my coffee, go to work, listen to music, have another coffee. I have to have exercise in my life every single day.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's so good for everybody.
Yeah.
So like if you can incorporate like some sort of walking, running, like just move your body, that's huge for your mental health. Yeah, I think just the life that you create, like you can make it any way you want it. The people that you have in your life are huge. Like the energy exchange, because if you're around negative people all the time, you will ultimately like, you'll feel it in your body.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's so important just to surround yourself with positive people, lots of music, lots of connection, you know, move your body, eat healthy, lots of chicken burgers with no mayo.
No, those got to come down. I spend way too much money. I think McDonald's has 30% of my income.
Oh, really?
I love McDonald's so much.
It's easy. See, balance. Balance is everything.
Yeah, I'm sure you're figuring out that balance isn't really the thing that I'm good at. I'm either doing it or I'm not.
That's okay. You're young.
Yeah. I'm the oldest young guy you're ever gonna meet. But to kind of like to bring it back to more of a positive spot, you're absolutely right on like you feel the energy. And when I was in Edmonton, living in all those really bad spots, I didn't realize it at the time, but that energy was draining so much out of me. And coming back here and being able to like be with my mom again, be with my sister again, be like home, you know, as much as I don't want to admit that like I love this place and it is home, because for my whole life it's been a battle of I'm not going to be someone who pushes dirt. I'm not going to be someone who falls into the Fort McMurray lifestyle, because I grew up in a place where I didn't think that was beneficial for like your mental health. Because like I wasn't really given any examples of that good balance of, hey, I have a site job that makes really good money.
Yeah.
But I'm also a well-balanced person who's emotionally intelligent and can, you know, take care of the problems without just throwing money at them or, you know, doing drugs.
Yeah.
So it's been like a really nice awakening to come back after, you know, being in that dark place for so long and seeing, you know, like our streets are clean, you know, like
Yeah.
any kid can go out to any park and just like be safe. And it's not a thing. Like I can go out and I can go out to tavern, play any music that I want.
Yeah.
No one like there's no like it's not all bad.
That's right.
And
Fort Mac's a great community.
it is, and it's really.
So great.
I'm glad that I took the risk of coming back here, because I said I was never going to come back. Never.
Never say never.
Clearly. But yeah, coming like it's. I don't know. It's hard to not judge my younger self, and be like, hey man, you're just an idiot. Because like, you know, when you're young and naive about so many things, and you think you run the world and you think you know how the world operates, you know, all you want to do is shake that kid and be like, dude, you don't know how good you have it right now. Like you like just.
I know, but you can't go back.
No, and that's
so you
that's
have to just
kinda-
honor.
Yeah, and honestly,
Honor
like,
your journey.
cheesy thing, but you know, you never get to the place where you're supposed to be without going through the stuff that you had to go through.
Right.
You know, so whatever turmoil that I had to go through to get me here, I'm here now. So that's good. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm talking a lot, and I feel like I'm talking a lot about like real deep stuff.
No, it's all good.
I don't know. If you're cool with this conversation, then I am. But if you
Yeah,
want to
no,
go back
I
to
am
like
too.
talking about Shantelle music, then,
No, this is all good. This is like, this is really good. This is who I am too.
okay, awesome.
I'm deep. I'm a deep girl.
Deep dumb blonde.
I was usually like the dumb blonde.
Sorry, call back to doing.
It's okay. I won't punch you.
Please don't. I'm very sensitive. I will cry. I will cry.
So I think what you were saying about music and connection and, you know, the great community we have in Fort McMurray and just, it's so diverse here. Everyone's accepted and like the vibes are good. I love it here.
It's crazy on like how like the people I was hanging out with also before I left here, they weren't like people who were like lifting the community up. The only thing they would focus on is how, you know, the negatives of this place. And every place has negatives. But like it took me a while to realize that like it's like as much as I say I don't feel the feeling of happiness right now, it's a choice. And like waking up every day, it's a choice to am I gonna have a good day, am I gonna have a bad day?
Exactly.
And like knowing you have the power of that is pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think just knowing where you come from, having your family close, that's always been so important to me. I think that's why I haven't really moved to Nashville or stayed in the US because my heart is in Canada and with my family in Fort McMurray. There's so many opportunities here. And just to like build a great life here and have your family close by, great friendships. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what life's all about.
It's hard for me to like really come to terms with that because like I have a great family, you know, but like like being a teenager and really like coming up with like the mode of how I want to live the rest of my life. Family wasn't really the cornerstone of that. Like for a long time I carried like blood isn't thicker than water. The people that treat you right. And I'm still kind of in this like weird place where I don't really know what is like, how much do you forgive your family because they're family, and how much do you hold them responsible for the things that they're responsible for because they're human beings the same like I am.
Yeah. Yeah, I think forgiveness is great. Like it's a good thing if you can get there. It just depends, right? But I do try to see the good in everyone. Like mm-hmm. I've been hurt too, mm-hmm. from family, from friends. It's just kind of the ebb and flow of life. It's like everyone's just trying to figure things out and like hurt each other's feelings in the process. So I think to be able to forgive is so freeing, mm-hmm. and to not carry that. But I think having a faith or spirituality is like really important.
Mm-hmm. I almost feel like if I forgive them, then they win.
No.
And even saying it, like it sounds like it's not a game to win, but like the ego in me wants to win and wants to be right.
You want to be right, yeah.
Well, because like who doesn't want to be right, especially like when it's your own, like when it's your own experience.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess you are right, and ultimately being altruistic and like forgiving people that will lead to a more peaceful life because you're not carrying
There's
around.
some things that are unforgivable for
mm-hmm.
sure. Don't get me wrong, but I think like if it's something that, you know, more on them, like they're just, you know, struggling within themselves or something, and then portray that negativity onto you, then it's like, okay, well.
So I guess having the mental maturity to even know that what they're projecting onto you isn't about you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I look back at, you know, my younger years and I've made a lot of mistakes and hurt people in the process. You know, friendships have changed. I don't have the same friends as I did in high school, and that's hard mm-hmm. to navigate, right? Relationships. But yeah, I think we're all just kind of having this human experience and learning about ourselves. So I think forgiveness is is a really freeing thing.
Do you believe in like predetermined destiny?
Like, what do you mean?
Like, I think you know what I mean. Like, is your life planned out for you by something bigger that we don't really understand, and we are just kind of living out the predetermined actions?
I'm not really sure, to be honest. Like, I have my faith. I was raised going to church, you know, trying to be a good person all the time, make the right decisions. I do think that everything happens for a reason.
So this is kind of what I'm getting into.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think that. But I do think that you kind of have control over your destiny as well.
So it's not it's not like a determined thing. It's
No,
more
I guess not then.
It's
No, I
it's
don't
a
think so.
gentle shove and a push. I guess like am I always like, no matter, I guess, like, to narrow it down, are the decisions that I made in my life, did they get me here? Or if, you know, you took an alternative universe where I made every decision and went the opposite way, am I still going to end up right here? Because this is what the universe has planned for me. And like, was Kurt Cobain, was he destined to be Kurt Cobain? Was, you know, Gandhi, is he destined to be Gandhi? Is Obama destined to be Obama?
I think a bit of both. I do definitely think that God and, like, you know, higher power leads us in the right direction. I think ultimately you make your own decisions, you carve your own path. But if you have your faith, then there's definitely that guidance, like that pull. If I feel like life is too heavy for me, sometimes I'll just pray about it, and I'll just say, like, God, can you just, like, lift some of this weight off of me? Like, it's a bit heavy right now.
Just like Stevie Wonder said, when your life is tough, have a talk with God.
Yeah.
Songs in the Key of Life, one of my favorite albums. I cried with that album a couple weeks ago.
I love Stevie Wonder.
Oh, there's a song. It's like, I'm not encyclopedic on Stevie Wonder's discography, but in like the middle of Songs in the Key of Life, there's, I think it's like in between Isn't She Lovely and another song, but there's like little like recordings of like his daughter being a baby in like the bathtub. And like this whole album is Songs of the Key of Life. It's talking about like the struggles of being human, the emotions we feel, like where we sit in society, and like stuff like real, like ethereal, eclectic stuff. And like I was in the plane flying back in a little like 3-person charter flying back from Fort Chipewyan, looking down at like the winding river, looking down at like, you know, the earth. And then hearing like this song about how much Stevie Wonder loves his daughter. And it just really hit me, and it's like, oh wow, like this is it. There's nothing more than this moment right now, and these feelings and the music and the love. Like there's nothing more.
Yeah.
And it got me, and it doesn't happen often, but like I find those moments usually come up when I finally let my guard down and I can just like really just vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard for me though.
Well, it's good you can do that.
Yeah, I mean
It's awesome.
It only happened because I didn't sleep. I slept on like a cardboard box for 2 days, worked 2 12-hour days, and then flew back on a plane.
Oh my gosh.
So like my brain was mush. I was, you know, just, isn't she? I can't say that. I'll get flagged. Yeah. Hey everyone, I don't know how to read clocks. It's the small hand is close to the 10, and the big hand is by the 9.
And it's not just the numbers.
Honestly, I only got it because of like the hat and
I get it. It's like kind of like Bahamas vibes.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, I like I like corduroy. Yeah, I think it's corduroy with blue. You'll see the episode. I wore the blue shirt, and it worked.
Yeah, corduroy's cool.
Yeah, you don't really see it a whole lot.
Yeah. Cool.
You ever been to New York?
No, I want to go.
No, I'm going in September, and I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh, what are you going to do there?
I'm seeing Wolfpack play Madison Square Garden, so it's coming full circle.
That's amazing.
Yeah, when I seen the tickets, it was like an instant buy.
Yeah. Did you get them
yeah.
early so they weren't too out of this world?
They're more expensive because I got pre-sale. Because that's the world we live in today.
Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah, I'm excited. 4 days in New York City.
Oh my gosh. Is it
Yeah.
your first time going there?
First time. Yeah, second time leaving the country by myself. I went to,
That's awesome.
I seen them play in in Berkeley, California, like off of San Francisco.
Okay.
That was crazy. So actually, I didn't know this at the time, but I don't know why I didn't know this, but like all the dudes from the Grateful Dead, they're from Berkeley. And
Oh.
I think I want to live there.
Yeah.
It's impossible. The flats are like going for like 3-4 million, for basic stuff. So it'd
Yeah.
be nearly impossible to live there. But like, oh my gosh, the campus is beautiful. It's
So
a beautiful
cool.
town.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
awesome.
Something I noticed about like the temperate climates. I don't know if this is gonna make it in. This is kind of judgmental.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, Shantelle,
Yeah.
this has been so much fun. I feel like you got a
Yeah.
little bit of whiplash.
Oh no, I'm tired now.
Where can we catch you on social media?
At Shantelle Davidson Music.
Got a website we can get you at?
Yes, www.chantelledavidson.ca.
Awesome. What's on the website? Can we buy stuff? Got any merch going on? Any new albums?
No new merch yet. It's in the works.
You have until next May.
Next May.
This is
Okay.
getting released next May. So you have until next May to load up that place with stickers, buttons, t-shirts.
Okay. Perfect. Thanks for the
Awesome.
heads up.
Awesome, Shantelle. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks, Josh.
Awesome. That's a podcast. Sorry, I didn't put none on my game today.
Yeah, you were. That was a good combo.
Yeah, it was. But
Was I supposed to?
Hi, I'm Hannah, Apple Animal Dog on TikTok, and this is Music Makes Sense.
Hey, it's Anna Potty at It's Potty on Instagram, and this is Music Makes Sense.
I'm Jesse Death from the Fomites, and this is Music Makes Sense. We're the Lionhearted, and this is Music Makes Sense.
Hey, this is Darren with Rock the Rails, and this is Music Makes Sense.
Hey, this is James from Crossman, and this is Music Makes Sense.
It's your boy Nickel Butter, the hottest rapper in Fort McMurray, and this is Music Makes Sense.
This is Eric from Beats on the Box. This is Music Makes Sense.